The Death of Hawkman, issue 6, Mark Andreyko writing and Aaron Lopresti on
Oh,
art. It's essentially a big fight issue, really. Lots of fighting going on.
Yeah, I I really loved this miniseries up until this issue, and I felt everything felt rushed, and it didn't
yeah, it didn't have like
need to
that
be.
satisfying an ending.
No, not at all.
I didn't
Like,
have as much of a negative outlook
It,
on
it
it.
felt kind of really by the numbers, like, okay, this is just how it
yeah,
ends.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
I
like
don't think it did
from where
anything.
we started with Hawkman bleeding out up against the wall, and
Yeah,
just
you don't feel like it delivered on that initial promise.
no, and I mean it does on its title because Hawkman sacrifices himself along with Strange and
Well, everyone thinks
seemingly the
Strange is
Sparrow.
dead, but we see that
Yeah,
he's actually been transported somewhere else.
exactly.
And the Sparrow's still alive as well, somewhere in the universe. He's been transported. Uh,
He is like Space Voldemort. That's the new name I have for him. So you think he's gone? He's just somewhere else.
Yeah, no, don't get me wrong. This was the most typical issue of the whole bunch because it was just a big fight at the end. There was some stuff I liked about it though. I liked how Hawkman actually beats the Sparrow. He basically
Yeah,
he gets Adam to like initiate the whole nth metal like sucking out thing, and it
yeah,
goes right through the Sparrow. I also one thing I loved about the Sparrow in this issue, I loved how he kept saying like Hawkman hits him from behind at one point. He's like, "Who dares? Like who
yeah,
has the attitude to do this? The gall of you." I love
yeah.
the Sparrow's attitude when people are hitting him. It was good. He did it a few
Well,
times, which
especially when he's
credit to
become
him.
an nth metal god.
Yeah.
Like it's even worse now.
Yeah.
I had fun with this though. I think this will read like a really fun little trade when it's out. I'd recommend it if you want more so if you want an
Yeah,
Adam Strange story than a Hawkman one. But I think it
I
was
think
enjoyable.
ultimately my problem is it comes from the ending where it feels like this wasn't its own story, really. It was, hey, we've got something coming up, and we're going to set the stage for that.
that doesn't bother me as much because the thing with Hawkman we all know is he comes back, he gets reincarnated.
Well, yeah,
So
but it's the,
I
the
said
Adam
when it,
Strange side more.
Well,
yeah,
the question
like when it was
Well, the question
yeah.
is
Go
though
ahead,
then,
Pete.
because obviously you have the Adam Strange stage and then you have the Sparrow at the end, and then at the end it says not the end, not even close. So my question would be, well, what is this teasing? What is this setting up?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like I'm not sure. Is this meant to be a second mini coming down the line, or is it going to actually tie into the main Rebirth
Yeah,
somewhere?
is the Sparrow going to show up in Rebirth? Is Adam Strange, wherever he is, going to be relevant?
Mhm.
Exactly. I'm not entirely sure where that's going to turn up because obviously, Green Lantern, Hal Jordan, the Green Lantern Corps played on what was the mini that was right at the end of the start. I think it ran into just the start of Rebirth or so. Um, Edge of something
Nowhere? Tomorrow?
maybe.
Uh,
I don't know.
Darkness?
So there was a mini that
I'm just
that,
trying words now.
like played into why the core was missing and all that, and
Alright,
it
okay.
was not a branded one. It was just a mini, but it was actually quite important in terms of
Edge of
the story
Oblivion.
overall. Thank you.
I gotcha.
Matt with the
Thank you.
facts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like maybe this could be something similar where right now it felt like this was just its own mini that's kind of separate, but it's going to come in with a force and actually have
Yeah,
impact on
see
something
that.
in the main
I'm
line.
glad I read it. I think it was fun. I don't
Oh
have
yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
have strong feelings about the ending. I think it was fine. I think character beats were good. It was definitely the least exciting issue just because it was the typical one, but I thought it had some fun moments. I don't typically
Little
have a lot of Adam Strange or
yeah.
Hawkman to read, so it was a nice little adventure for them. And
A
I'm
little upset
intrigued.
that Isomat's not really dead. So how does that work out with the ring? Right? Was it Isomat that died or was it Vath?
Uh,
Can't remember.
I can't
Ah,
remember. A
but
few
Yeah.
months ago.
point is, he's not
But
dead.
you see him at the end, don't you?
Yeah.
With
Yeah, Isomat's there,
Yeah.
and because he's hazing kind of the Hawk Lantern now. So
Yeah.
out of everything, we got a cool new Green Lantern member that can show up
Yeah.
and
that's
you
true.
know
I liked his
and
stuff
cro-
actually in the fight.
crossovers. Yeah, me too. Well, it's something I never knew I wanted was a Hawkman Green Lantern. Like it's kind of a cool visual. He gets
It
the
is.
wings, and he's gonna be making a mace out of that ring. Like
You got to
that's
assume
how he knows how
so.
to fight. Yeah,
Yeah,
how he knows how to
that
fight.
makes sense.
I think the thing for me is this was a fine issue, but it never delivered on the promise of the opening of the series, and it wasn't
Yeah.
it wasn't that exciting to end on. So I feel like it kind of sours a little. I mean, I still enjoyed the thing overall, but it sours it a little bit because when I reread it and I look at that first issue, that opening, which is so striking, I won't go, oh, anything like that. It'll just be okay. It's just gonna develop into a normal story.
It kind of lost that grit from the beginning, and it was kind of like my feeling was that was good, but that's it. So I'm gonna read whatever comes next. It's not like
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I think it was solid. I don't know if my expectations were just lower than you two then, because I didn't really
probably
go into it feeling like, oh, this promised this, and I didn't get it.
I feel like
feel that
I
way.
thought the first issue was probably my favorite. I think it was the best issue, and I feel like
Strange going around to the different.
I like that one a lot.
meetings around.
it had such a strong hook and style, and then the series never quite lived up to that for me, especially with the ending, which I thought was this will be where it pulls it out.
I would agree the
It
first
just-
one is the best issue because I had some of that mystery there because Adam was trying to figure out what was going on. But I think the rest after that were pretty consistent for me. A step down from the first one, but consistent amongst
They
themselves.
were consistent, which is why. But I think I'd hoped that the last one would be stronger, like up there
Okay.
with the first, and like really bookend it and give it this strong of what this story really is. I never really got that.
I think I'd recommend it though. I think if you're a fan of Adam Strange or Hawkman and you don't get a lot of those stories, I think it's worth reading. So,
I would agree with that.
Definitely.
so fun little mini. And that's it. So the Sparrow will pop up at some point. Adam Strange will pop up at some point. Hawkman will be resurrected somewhere, sometime, someplace.
We'll get
Same
Egyptian
old.
Hawkman next instead of
Yeah.
Hawkworld Hawkman.
Probably.
Be all right with that.